Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Thursday, August the 1st. The year is 2024. Let's talk trading. Monthly open with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. And let's start the month off properly. Risk management. Let's not lose any more in any one single trade than we are willing to lose. So, what's it look like for the month? Well, for the pound, right now, we are 46 pips below that monthly open. Dang it, Walmal, I should have taken that short up there at 28.20. I was getting ready for the video. And we're 56 off the high, 56 off the low, so we're right in the middle on this month so far. And for the week, all the gaps have filled, and we are 47 pips below. The weekly open, 79 off the high, 58 off the low. And those numbers change as I speak because we're live, folks. And we are within the opening range for the week. In fact, we crossed below it into the opening range for the year. Notice how price rejected out of the opening range for the year and put us right back in the opening range for the week. Now, if you remember, we had 2 inside bar days in a row. And so you inside bar traders, if you took that short off of yesterday's low and then maybe the previous day's low, you were definitely rewarded. Or if you waited all the way to the low of the opening range for the week, once again, you were rewarded. For the year, we're 98 pips above the yearly open, 235 off the high and 510 off the low. And once again, yesterday was an inside bar. And if you notice, we actually got into the monthly inside bar from 7 months ago. Price rejected out of that area too. But on the dashboard, very few inside bar on the daily, on the weekly, and on the monthly. So we don't really have that much inside bar action right now. Pound, 112 pips. Notice there's a lot of pairs over 100 pips. In fact, we've got the Swiss yen coming in at 250 and the dollar yen coming in at 225. I think yesterday the dollar yen was somewhere in the 140s, but we're back above 150, so I guess things have settled down and reversed there. Notice the buy zone, we crossed above the weekly open, we crossed above that daily open a few hours ago, but it couldn't maintain those levels, and then price just dropped. And we've had some red news today, and don't we have some coming up, Walmal?
It just occurred about 10 minutes ago, which was the unemployment claims, and that number came in pretty poorly for the U.S. economy. And that may explain why it shot up at the beginning of this 30-minute candle. But now it's saying, we'll wait till tomorrow when the real numbers come out and see how bad it really is, because it's going right back down to the double O.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. Looking at the rat zone, we definitely had some movement out of that rat.
Yeah, we definitely have. And right now we're sitting at, the interesting thing is that we're sitting right now almost at the exact midpoint of the day. So it's just kind of interesting how it ran back up to go in we had that big drop during the London session, and then it ran up to cover a lot of that. And, it's now starting to come back down towards the middle, and I think it's probably going to try to settle in. I mean, we got a 112 pip range for the day, and so that's by these standards, that's an unheard of number.
Right. And it's kind of interesting here. If you look at the Bambino Flex indicator, it said long near the pivot. The pivot trading plan said long near the pivot, but price said short the pivot. So sometimes you have to look at what price is doing. Doesn't matter what your plan says. That's why I used to always say and still say, you got to trade what you see. and you can see that price came all the way down past S4 and then reversed. So once again, sometimes just trading with candle color at the line, you don't really need much else. And talking about pivots, we've already taken out the monthly pivot for this month. We've taken out the weekly pivot, and for the day we took out the daily pivot. So daily pivots, July wound up with 3 missed pivots. For the week we had 2 missed pivots, it looked like here. Yeah, the week of 07 and the week of 21. So a couple of missed pivots. We probably will take one of those out before the month is over. And once again, for the month, you have to go all the way back to 2022 for a monthly missed pivot. Notice in and out of that upper wick zone. Then we went right through the lower wick zone. We got back up into it, and it reversed out of it. And that was at 128. Let's call it 128.21. It's actually 209 if you want to use that 5th decimal, which I hate. I still hate that. Yeah, and notice so far here for the week, we're 137 pips of range, right at the 50 percentile. We did not break out of the previous week's high, but out of the previous week's low, 95 pips. So anybody trading the previous week high and low breaks, you were rewarded. And looking here at the simple price action chart on the 30-minute time frame, you can see what happened right here at the psychological 75. We never got to the 50. We missed it by about 4 pips if I remember correctly. But you can see the crisscrossing here, the 50. On the M30, you can see we had an outside bar. And once again, taking the break of that high would have paid off. There was a flip-flop here even on M30. And once again, taking the break would have paid off. People could say that's hairy hindsight, but when we do it every day, that's something that we just do. Oh, Walmal. There was that comment by XMS7 out there. It's about the 7 candles in a row, and you had said something about it happens every day. I'm looking here. Today, this on M30, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red candles in a row.
Yeah, it's what I was really alluding to when I was saying that is that it does happen every day. And it depends on what time frame you're looking at. You may not see it on every single time frame, but you'll see it if you go through all the time frames. You'll see that it happens somewhere, on there. And so what's the point of that? Well, the point of that is that if you get 7 candles in a row, all pointing in one direction, there's either one or 2 things that are happening. You got a really, really strong directional that's happening at that point. In other words, price is really, really, really intending to go in a particular direction. So what do? You have to start looking at the candles and saying, hey candles, are you giving me any clues as to what also is happening here? And what I mean by that is, are the candles getting bigger? Are they staying the same? Are they shrinking? In terms of body size. If they're staying the same, well, you probably can jump on that train and get on that train and ride it a little bit. If the candles tend to be shrinking, or if the candles all of a sudden explode big, well, the next candle is probably going to be small because it's going to want to go in. It's either going to be small or it's going to go back in the other direction because it's going to want to go and go and try to take what I call take a breath. That's all I was really alluding to. So it's the type of thing where if you are only looking at the 1 minute chart every day, you're not going to go and maybe see it every day. But if you look at the 1 minute all the way through, let's say the 30 minute or the 1 hour, yeah, you probably will see it every day because it just, when and where. And the question comes down to, were you awake? Were you sitting in front of your trading terminal when it did occur? And if you were sitting in front of your trading terminal, or did you try to take advantage of it? It's just a pattern. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that, hey, I see 7 candles in a row and they're all red candles. I have to go short or I have to go long. No, it's not that type of thing. It's just something that tells you, there's something that's going on. Let me see and pay attention here because it may give me a clue as to what's going to happen next. Do you know what's going to happen next? No, you don't. But what you can do is say, okay, something's going to happen because it doesn't today, that's just crazy what happened on the M30. And I think that you have to start looking around. Why did that happen on the M30? Well, it's pretty obvious what happened on the M30. There was a lot of news that came out and it was spread across several different hours. So it was type of thing where one news event was running into the next news event, which was running into the next news event. And if you had spotted that pattern early enough, you could have taken advantage of that and potentially could have picked up an awful lot of pips. You could have easily picked up 50 pips, if you were able to take advantage of that. On the other hand, if that you get a bunch of just candles in a row, all same color, and there's no news, there's no any other reason out there. Now all of a sudden you gotta say, I don't know what's going on here. Price is just drifting in this direction. There's nobody pushing this, or at least nobody that you can go and have a rational story in your brain that's pushing this. I need to be maybe a little bit more cautious. That's all I was saying there.
Yeah.
And hopefully that answers the question. If not, write some more and we'll respond to it.
Yeah. And I just flipped over to the M1 chart with the 3-level ZZ indicator on it and see, looks like we're starting to get a little range bound here. But it looks like price wants to come back down to the 00.
Yeah, it's kind of drifting that direction. And we do have more red news today that's going to occur at 10 o'clock Eastern time. So about an hour and 5 minutes from now, it's going to go. We'll have some news. So it may just drift here a little bit, waiting for that news to come out because that the ISM is going to come out at 10 o'clock Eastern. And of course, the other thing that may cause it to drift a little bit is tomorrow is the big day. We've got NFP tomorrow, and we all know that, NFP drives the market.
Well, it used to. The last couple NFPs were yawners. I mean.
Yeah, they were duds. They were duds, but we'll see. What's going to happen here. And the thing is, some of those doldrums right now, it's summertime blues, meaning traders aren't at their desks, and, things will, I'm hoping anyway, things will start to ignite again sometime after the U.S. Labor Day holiday, which is the first Monday in September, so about 4 weeks from now. So hopefully it'll start to light up again and, and get some nice movement until we get into some of the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
Right.
But,
yeah, I'm looking to see here. We just put in a new 2-ball here on the M1.
But the interesting, we had 37 pip range for this hour. Previous hour was 49. Previous hour was 32. So that's kind of interesting. We haven't had hours like that in a long time.
I know.
So.
Okay, let's look at, range by month. Let's see what we can expect here. Oh, August. So far we've got 112 pips today. And let's see, last year we only had 293 for the entire month of August. Then in 2019 we had 295. So, and let's see, so far this month we are within the candle of the previous month. So, fellow traders, fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.